Who is Jesus? That's a question that has echoed through centuries, asked in whispered prayers, desperate cries, academic debates, and quiet hearts searching for truth. For me, Jesus is not just a name in a book or a figure in stained glass windows. He is real, living, breathing hope. He is the one who walked dusty roads, yet calmed raging seas. The one who dined with outcasts, healed the broken, and spoke to the lonely with love that pierced through shame. When I think of Jesus, I see the eyes of a shepherd who leaves the 99 just to find one, that one being me, or you, or anyone who has ever felt lost, unseen, or unworthy. He's not distant, he's present, not condemning, but compassionate. He is both the lion and the lamb, the King of glory who stoops low to wash feet. What kind of love is that? A love that is not afraid to touch our wounds, to walk with us in grief, to hold us through the dark. Jesus is not an idea to be studied, but a person to be known, a savior to be loved. The more I learn about him, the more I realize he's not what religion made him out to be. He's better, far better. He is the friend that never fails, the truth that never fades, the light that never flickers out, even in the stormiest night. His presence brings peace, not just a temporary calm, but a deep soul-resting peace that reminds you, no matter how broken you are deeply loved. He is the Son of God, but he also called himself the Son of Man. That alone tells you how personal he is. He stepped out of heaven not to judge us from a distance, but to walk among us, to feel what we feel, to carry our burdens, and ultimately to take our place. He didn't just teach about love, he became the full embodiment of love. And this love led him all the way to the cross, where he didn't just die a criminal's death, he chose to, so we wouldn't have to carry the weight of our sin. Think about that. The Creator dying for his creation, the judge stepping into the place of the guilty. That's who Jesus is. Not because we deserved it, but because grace has never been about deserving. It's been about a father's love for his children and the lengths he would go to bring them home. And Jesus was the way, still is. When he said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life," he wasn't just giving a spiritual metaphor. He was inviting us into a relationship, a journey, a rescue mission. Jesus is not confined to Sunday sermons or religious rituals. He walks into hospital rooms, into jail cells, into addiction recovery meetings, into quiet moments when no one else sees the tears. He's the whisper in your heart that says, "Don't give up. I'm with you." He's the arms that catch you when everything falls apart. That's the Jesus I've come to know. Not the distant figure painted on a cathedral ceiling, but the living Savior who found me in my lowest and lifted me with grace I could never earn. He is the one constant in a world that keeps shifting. People change, cultures change, feelings change. But Jesus stays the same. His mercy doesn't run dry. His love doesn't wear out. His truth doesn't bend with the times. When everything else feels uncertain, Jesus is the anchor that holds. And yet he's not just strong, he's tender. He doesn't just command the waves, he also weeps with the hurting. He's powerful enough to raise the dead, but gentle enough to comfort a broken heart. He's the one who said, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." And when you do come to him, you discover he meant it. Jesus is rest in a restless world. He's peace when your mind is spinning. He's joy in the middle of pain, not because he takes all the pain away instantly, but because he walks with you through it. One used to think I had to be perfect to come to him, to clean myself up, to say the right words. But then I learned that Jesus meets us where we are, not where we pretend to be. He sees the mess, and he doesn't turn away. He steps into it. He brings healing to what's broken, light to what's dark, and purpose to what feels wasted. That's who Jesus is. A redeemer who never gives up, a shepherd who never stops looking, a king who stoops low, a savior who rises high, and a friend who stays closer than a brother. And still, even with all these words, I feel like one haven't come close to fully capturing who Jesus truly is. Because Jesus is not just what he did back then, he's what he's still doing right now. Every story in the Bible where Jesus healed, forgave, restored, or protected someone isn't just history, it's prophecy. It's a mirror of what he longs to do in our lives today. He's not stuck in the past. He is alive and active in the present. And that's the wonder of it. This isn't about religion. This is about relationship. Jesus doesn't offer a list of rules to climb our way to God. He is the ladder that came down to us. He doesn't demand perfection. He offers transformation, slowly, gently, honestly, because he knows we're human and he became one of us. He knows what it feels like to be rejected, misunderstood, betrayed, tempted, and even alone. So when you talk to him, you're not talking to someone out of touch with your reality. You're talking to someone who knows what it feels like to bleed, to cry, to groan in agony, and yet still love. That's why it's so easy to trust him. He's not standing on a mountain yelling instructions. He's climbing. And still, even with all these words, I feel like one haven't come close to fully capturing who Jesus truly is. Because Jesus is not just what he did back then. He's what he's still doing right now. Every story in the Bible where Jesus healed, forgave, restored, or protected someone isn't just history, it's prophecy. It's a mirror of what he longs to do in our lives today. He's not stuck in the past. He is alive and active in the present. And that's the wonder of it. This isn't about religion. This is about relationship. Jesus doesn't offer a list of rules to climb our way to God. He is the ladder that came down to us. He doesn't demand perfection. He offers transformation, slowly, gently, honestly, because he knows we're human and he became one of us. He knows what it feels like to be rejected, misunderstood, betrayed, tempted, and even alone. So when you talk to him, you're not talking to someone out of touch with your reality. You're talking to someone who knows what it feels like to bleed, to cry, to groan in agony, and yet still love. That's why it's so easy to trust him. He's not standing on a mountain yelling instructions. He's climbing with you, carrying you when you're too tired to go on. And when you fall, he doesn't shame you. He reaches out with nail-scarred hands, looks you in the eye, and says, "Let's keep going. I'm not leaving you." The beauty of Jesus is that he sees the whole you, your past, your secrets, your failures, your doubts, and still calls you worthy of love, not because of what you've done, but because of who he is. He doesn't define you by your lowest moment. He defines you by the price he paid. And the cross wasn't the end, it was the beginning. The empty tomb is proof that Jesus doesn't just save us from something. He saves us for something, for purpose, for joy, for a new identity. He takes what was dead and breathes life into it. He takes what was lost and gives it direction. He takes shame and replaces it with peace. That's what he's done in my life over and over again. He's taken ashes and brought beauty. He's taken years I thought were wasted and turned them into testimony. He's taken my deepest wounds and turned them into open doors for grace to walk in. I don't follow Jesus because I was forced to. I follow him because I've met him. And once you meet him, everything changes. There's no love like his, no peace like his, no presence like his. And when the world goes silent and the noise fades, it's his voice I long to hear, his voice that says, "You are mine, I'm not going anywhere." That's who Jesus is, faithful in every season, patient with every failure, present in every storm. He is the hope we cling to when we don't understand, the courage we draw from when we're scared, the strength we find when we feel weak. Sometimes we want Jesus to fix all our problems. And yes, he absolutely has the power to do that. But more often, what he does is far greater. He changes us in the middle of the problem. He gives us eyes to see differently, hearts that beat stronger, faith that rises above fear. He teaches us to love our enemies, to forgive those who hurt us, to be generous when it doesn't make sense, and to trust when it's easier to run. His way is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Because his way leads to life abundant, eternal, unshakable life. Jesus said, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world." That means whatever we face, we're not facing it alone. He's already gone before us. He's already won the victory. And now he invites us to live not in fear, but in freedom. That's what Jesus offers. Freedom from sin, freedom from shame, freedom from striving, and freedom to walk in the fullness of who we were created to be. There is no one like Jesus. The more I read about him, the more I sit in his presence, the more I open my heart to him, the more one realize he is the very heartbeat of everything good. He is beauty in its purest form, holiness that doesn't intimidate but draws you in, grace that doesn't just cover your sin but invites you to a new beginning. He is not a religion, he is not a philosophy, he is not a distant figure in a holy book. He is the risen Son of God, the Messiah, the healer, the comforter, the good shepherd, the bread of life, the living water, the true vine, the light of the world, the door, the resurrection and the life, the Alpha and the Omega. And yet in all his glory, he is still humble enough to know your name and call you his. That's what moves me. That's what draws me. A God who could have stayed in heaven chose to come low just to rescue me. And not just once, every single day, Jesus keeps rescuing me from fear, from pride, from anxiety, from hopelessness. He keeps reminding me that I belong, that I am forgiven, that I am seen. And no matter what the world may say, that truth can never be taken away. So as we come to the end of this message, remember this. Jesus is not just a story from the past. He is present, alive, and reaching for you right now. Wherever you are in your journey, he sees you, loves you, and invites you into something deeper, something eternal. He is the way when you feel lost, the truth when you're unsure, and the life when you feel empty. Don't walk away from this moment without letting his love speak to your heart. Open the door, he's already knocking. And once you encounter Jesus for yourself, truly encounter him, you'll never be the same again.